Hello and welcome to Rad Chat. We're at UKIO. My name's Namanjot Anderson and I'm joined by fellow host Joe McNamara.
Hi everyone.
So we've got another wonderful guest who's come back to the conference just to speak to us today. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
I'm Ruth Matthew. I'm actually working in Royal Derby Hospital. I'm one of the MRI radiographers in the department.
Amazing. So can you tell us a little bit about your career pathway?
I've had a total of 11 years of experience, but that is in the Middle East, and I was working in the Middle East almost like 8 years, and then I've decided just to move back just because I wanted to have a really better life with my children and my family. So that's when I decided, and the first interview that I got into was Royal Derby, and the first place that welcomed me was Royal Derby. And I would never give a dime to move away from that place because they have taken me to a family that really takes change and lifestyle. Wherever I struggled, they just pick me up and they just help me together as a daughter that comes into the family.
Oh, that's really lovely. What does that mean to you? You know, the change in culture, the change in lifestyle, and then also going into a department that maybe works differently compared to the Middle East?
It is a really brave change that has happened to me, especially because I've had a really severe cultural shock from a culture that is Arab and then moving to a Western culture. It was a really drastic change, but just because the staff that are working with me and my superintendents, my bosses, my leads, who all are working with me, they actually noticed the changes. And then I was specific on those areas that I was struggling, and I told them, and I related to them that I had these problems, and then they just found places for me to just work, and then they sorted the problems out for me anyways. And I now feel really comfortable to be in that department, and I wouldn't even give a damn to move away from there.
It's really good to hear. So you're at UKIO. What have you enjoyed about the Congress so far?
The main thing that I really liked was the effortless workflow topic that they were talking about. So they are, as a whole of radiology, they are actually thinking about reducing the workflow and doing it effortlessly, especially because everybody understands that we as a radiographer or as a staff, we are all struggling trying to do all our bits and pieces. We are, spending hours and hours in the, hospitals, and then we try our best to sort out those work lists on the department. But so when this topic comes in, that really helps us to understand that people are thinking about us, and that effortless workflow is needed. And then that's where AI comes in. So when I first came in, I was like, okay, is AI going to take the whole of radiology? Is it going to take the role of a radiologist, or is it going to take the role of the radiographer? No, that was the first question a person asked in a session, and they specifically told us, no, it is just to use it as a tool, and we are the pilots anyway. We will hover over areas where AI is not able to cover up. And I think AI is evolving, but not to the point that it's going to take our jobs away.
Well, how long? I won't ask you this because it will be controversial, but MRI waiting lists are pretty long, aren't they?
I know.
So, I know from personal experience, I've got people that are waiting over a year to go for an MRI. So, if anything can help workflow, improve efficiencies, allow more people to have access to that kind of imaging, it's going to be beneficial, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what when I think, being an MRI radiographer, because there's not a minute. Sometimes there are times when we work continuously from morning till evening, and even I do not get a chance to take a break. Although my leads, they tell us, you need your time, you need to take your break. But we feel for our patients. We feel for our, we feel for the work list that is actually, long ahead. No matter how hard you're going to work, it's not going to finish. But if we segregate into different, pockets and especially if we use AI to
Yeah.
sort that out for us, it might be easier for us to work with those work lists and get it over done fast. So that's where AI comes.
Yeah.
We can use AI for that, but again, not to the limit where we can't, our jobs are going to go away.
You can't teach AI patient care.
Yeah, that's what. That is what. I mean, if a patient is claustrophobic in an MRI scanner, AI is not going to comfort that patient except us.
Yeah.
We can feel, we have emotions, so we can convince our patient. We can talk to our patients and tell them that we are there for them, and then it might help, might not, but AI can't have patient care. Very true.
What's the best bit about your job?
I love elderly people. So when it's not that I don't like the other sex, but what I meant is I love connecting people. I love to talk to them and convince them and make sure what I do best is for them, and I would do the best for them. So when they put that trust into me, I feel so relieved. That takes me to the next level as a person.
What are you hoping for to take back to your department from the Congress?
Actually, there are a lot of people who have really worked hard today. Cure AI, Chris, Magenta, G, Phillips, you guys, all of you have really, really worked hard. So areas where we need to promote each other, I think we can do that together as a family. And then we can just, distribute each other and know that exactly what we are doing. I didn't know about you guys, but you told me, explained to me, and now I'm going to take that when I go into my department. I'm going to talk to my, co-colleagues and tell them there's something like this. You should promote yourselves. You shouldn't be sitting there. You've got a lot of talent that you actually need to use. So that's what I'm going to be taking.
No, thank you. I think actually a lot of it is around using our voices to help disseminate things that are going on in practice, sharing experiences, sharing best practice, and sharing career pathways. It's storytelling essentially to allow people to learn from, but hopefully improve patient care, which is a lot of what people join the professions.
Yeah.
to make
So
change.
one thing that actually struck me when I was in the department is there are really, really elderly patients who are 90 years, 95 years. They do things on their own. They do not depend on anybody, and they make the effort to come from the home to that department, and then they really just leave everything to us to take care of. So that kind of that independency by themselves, that really helps me to understand that you see that person. That's where you need to have that kind of a confidence in yourself and help each other. We're a whole family. There is nothing not equal about any one of us. We're all equal people. We have got different talents and we've got different abilities and capabilities. How are we going to help each other? That's what we're going to do. So I really learned from them. And that's really helped me to understand that I should be thankful for who I am today and what I am going to be tomorrow. It's only because all of them.
Perfect way to finish the podcast episode. So thank you so much for joining us, and a big shout out to everyone at Derby.
Yeah,
Thank
definitely.
you.